One, two, three. Welcome, beautiful souls. I'm grateful and ecstatic to share with you another episode of Boss Talks, where powerful creators come together to uplift the universal consciousness. And today, I have a very special guest, the magically powerful and divine goddess, Dounia. Welcome to the show.
I love that. Chef's freaking kiss. Chef's kiss. I love
Man,
that.
welcome. Like you've been inspiring me. Like in a small amount of time I've been following you. Like, man, like your tweets, your energy, it's just been just magical, man. I just love what you're doing for people, and I see how people react to you, and I just love to see it. It's like it's really inspirational, and it's like then it's definitely in alignment with what I'm on, and so I just love to see it. And so we'll go ahead and get started with the first question. How did you get started with inspiring people? Like, what got you started on your spiritual journey? Like, what is
Yo.
it for you? How did this pop off?
So how did I get started inspiring people? Well, first of all, I just want to say that intro was so beautiful and divine and magical. And I really feel the same exact way about you. I feel the same exact way about you. I think your energy is so radiant. It's so contagious. I personally love to see it.
Man, appreciate it.
I really love to see it for real. Like, thank you for being a light, and you know what I'm saying? Thank you for being you and existing in the same time as us and existing in the same space as us, you know.
Man, real same. The feelings is so mutual, man. Feelings mutual.
The feeling is so
Thank you.
so yeah. Oh, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive.
What a time.
So how did I get started inspiring people? How did I get started on my spiritual journey? I mean, I've been an artist for, I would say, like 3 years professionally or whatever, like in a music industry, whatever. And back in 2018, I had my like spiritual awakening, I would say. And I started just like having different priorities for sure. Whereas before I might have been a little bit more focused on the industry aspect of it all.
Yeah.
Once I expanded my awareness and I looked within type shit, and I started, understanding what path I was on and if it really aligned with my authenticity or not. Just that whole realm of thought started blossoming. So naturally I shifted my path to looking within and portraying more of that message, more of that dialogue, more of that energy, rather than just being consumed in this like more image-based route. This more like I would say more cap route. I opted to consciously choose a more authentic to the soul route.
That's what's up. Like, it's a lot of people out here that are cap, that like will do things just to get a retweet, get some juice, get some clout. But it's like to really stay genuine to yourself and to be authentic in the message that you portray. It's like that's the most beautiful thing in the world. It's like we need more people in the world that's doing stuff like this and with a platform like yours, because like you inspire so many people to go and do that. Like, because it's like, I don't know, that superficial stuff. It's like it's old bad habits of the past. It's like it's deeper now. It's like, who are you? What do you do? Like, why are you here? Like, what makes you you? Instead of like what people want to see, like what they want you to be, like who, like this image that they didn't created you to be, and you go follow it. It's like it's bullshit, really. And it's like I just love to just see people just going and follow their path. It's like it just warms my heart.
Our hearts are so warm right now. Like I feel it like radiating crazy, like crazy amounts.
Yeah, man. And like that's just important. It's like even with this spiritual journey, it's like we can get on this path and like we treat people how we how we think the divine treats us. So it's like I always think about this
Ooh,
and
that
like,
was deep. I remember you tweeted that, and it
yeah,
made me really reflect. Od.
yeah, because like whenever I say that, it's like people treat people how they think God treats them. And
Mm.
then we'll treat other people how we treat ourselves. And it's crazy. Like we treat people how we think God treats us. Whether that's like God is jealous, vindictive, like have all of these human traits. But
Wow,
it's like when
that's
it's
deep.
and it's like I'm curious to know what you believe about God. Like what is your view on the divine? Like what is God to you?
That is so deep. That's such a profound perspective. I just can't even believe how deep that is, because I'm just like, wow, that must be why I treat others with grace, with grace and with love, because that's how I feel about God. But wow, I really love that. Thank you for putting that perspective out there. How do I feel about God? Yeah, that's such a big question. I feel like the only way to really answer that is, in a more poetic fashion, because God to me is, I would say, just that inner knowing, that inner knowing, that peace, those moments of peace, and just knowing everything is perfect, and going right for you. um Definitely, yeah, just faith, and all things good. Like, it's a
For
very
sure.
encompassing, very large energy. So yeah, that's how I
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. It's like that inner knowing, as you say. It's like that energy source. It's like it's crazy how like I believe we're all individual aspects of the whole. Like you and I, we're like smaller aspects of God. The trees, the dogs, the cats, the lions. The wind. It's just crazy how like God just like it's like beautiful how God just like disperses itself, but it's like we're still all this oneness until we forget who we are.
Mhm.
A lot of the crazy stuff in the world, it happens because we forget who we are. We forget that we're divine beings. And so like we start treating people like humans, and like, and it's like it's nothing wrong with that, but it's like we forget that humans are divine as well.
Divine beings.
We're divine beings, and it's like when you see yourself as divine, you can't help but see others as divine.
Yes, it's such a beautiful way to live.
Man, it is. It is.
It's the way to live. Is the most, you have the most clarity, and yeah, just it's just fucking beautiful. I love acknowledging people for the divine beings that they are. I love
Yeah.
acknowledging myself for the divine being that I
Oh,
am.
that's the one right there. That's the one right there. When you acknowledge yourself as divine, you acknowledge everybody else off top. Because you are
Off top,
off
off
top. Off top. It's like because we won. We all won.
top.
It's crazy, man. It's really crazy.
Beautiful reflections.
Yeah, so like what compelled you to get into like artistry and like doing music? Like what was that kind of like that stepping stone, or what made you want to take that route? And like what were you doing before you actually took that journey?
First of all, it's just so crazy how incredible I feel speaking about this. You know what I'm saying? Just this whole conversation and this whole energy, like just talking about God and divinity always feels like so invigorating and fulfilling. And that's how it's so aligned, it feels so right.
You're right where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. But so how did I start with artistry in general and music? So I've always had a really strong inclination for music and like songwriting. I remember reading diaries from when I was like 9, and I was already writing heartbreak songs. So I don't know
Oh,
where,
soul.
yeah, I don't know where I was getting the heartbreak inspiration from, but like I was already on that wave. Um, and then as I grew older, I honestly always felt like more of an artist than like a human being. Like I was always like very into art, very into creating, like writing and reading, and I was less into like being a human being and like making friends and getting along with people. I was a little like socially inept, you feel me?
Yeah.
So I found a lot of comfort in creating art. um and I think that was my biggest push into really being passionate about it and dedicated with it, is I felt so misunderstood just in a real life that I was like, wow, I could really create my own world. um and yeah, and that's what I did, that's what I did. So yeah, in high school I really took it a little bit more seriously, and I started, I was playing guitar and posting on SoundCloud and stuff.
Oh,
And
nice. I didn't know you played the guitar too. That's dope as hell.
yeah, I'm not like amazing at it, but I did like start on guitar, and that's how I started writing, full
Yeah.
songs and stuff.
Yeah.
um but yeah, so high school posted music, and then after that, by the grace of God, everything fell into place where I was able to really start building a real life music career, which is like really insane. It's
Yeah.
really insane.
Talk
um
about it. Tell us about it. I'm so interested because it's like just to kind of hear like where you started to where you going to where you at and where you going. It's like it's inspiring to me. Like, and so tell us about it. How has it been insane for you? Like, what has been some of the things that you kind of learned along the journey? Things that that stick out to you.
oh God. I mean, first of all, it's so insane to me because it really is a dream manifested into my reality, And when you take a step back to look at it, you're just like what? Like, I was a child in front of the TV with like Hannah Montana playing, and I was like, wow, that's like such a dream. I'm too old to like, I was like 14 or like what? I don't even know how old. I
Hannah
was like a child.
Montana. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it's, you know what I'm saying? That's she's already doing it. They're already doing it. And then as I'm growing older and I'm realizing how divine, my path is and stuff, I'm like, oh wait, like this is all perfect, and
Mm-hmm.
all my dreams are gonna actualize and like all this stuff. Um, but yeah, so really, it's really just even. I'm people I think really underestimate how grateful I really am. Like my fans underestimate it. Like if somebody just like sends me a message and they tell me about how much my music has affected them and stuff, it's just wild to me because I'm like, listen, I have such a pure passion and love for this that literally everything else is just an addition,
Oh, I hear
it's
you.
just on top of that.
Yeah.
um, like I remember crying when I got verified on Genius Lyrics. Not even Spotify. It was just because I got a verification on
Yeah.
Genius
That's
Lyrics.
huge. That's an
And I
accomplishment.
cried. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I cried because I'm like, all I wanted for the longest was to just be an artist. Not even it wasn't like be a successful artist. It was like just be an
You want to
artist.
put your message out, and then like the love you give to the world, it just so happens to inspire people, and it fills your soul, it fills your being. Like, like you said, like you have that happiness because you're already following your path. It's like if you doing what you do for free, you already living your dream. And then it's like when you get paid for it, when people love it and people get inspired for it, oh, it's just icing on the cake. Give me that.
Next level. Icing on the fucking cake. It's facts. It's like I would be doing this for free. I would still be making all these songs for free. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I was blessed when I got 20 plays on SoundCloud in high school, and I was fucking blessed. You know what I'm saying? When I reached 5 million on a song on Spotify,
Hell
it's
yeah, that's
like
what's up.
it's all really fucking incredible. Yeah, for sure.
That's what's up. I'm happy to hear that. Like, first off, congrats, and you deserve it all. Like, I see the energy that you put out, and you deserve it because of the energy that you put out to the world.
Thank you.
Man,
Thanks so freaking much. I appreciate that.
for sure, for sure,
But
man.
yeah, there's a lot of exciting things have definitely happened on the journey. Um, but it's all been an extreme character building experience. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
That's really the biggest thing that I think I got out of building this career, you know what I'm saying, is that the art is going to be in alignment with who you are type shit.
Mm-hmm.
So the character building of moving along has just been insane. Just meeting so many different types of people, going from a socially inept kid with like, you know, who's misunderstood, who's doesn't really have friends, to like being in LA, being in like a rapper party. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like going to these events, going to these award shows, whatever. All these like all these things where it was just getting out of my comfort zone and being able to interact with different people, or even just like traveling was a huge expansive experience, because I was like, oh, okay, so I'm not like weird, it's just that I haven't met my people yet, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was definitely a huge gift that this journey has given me, is just the internal shit, because the accolades are not going to go ahead and fix your inner healing and fix your inner child type shit, you know.
Speak on it. That is the biggest facts. That is the biggest facts. Like that exterior stuff, it don't mean shit. Like what you feel on the inside, how you feel on the inside, like how you treat yourself, how you treat others. That's the most important part of the journey. Because it's all gonna crumble. It's all gonna crumble if the inside is if you don't have a strong foundation on the inside.
Strong foundation on the inside, absolutely. That's a huge word.
Man,
that's a huge word.
you got to take care of your insides, like the inside, the being within you, the guy within. That's why I always talk about like unleashing the guy within, like tapping into the guy within, because it's like that. It's so serious. It's so key to this life. It's like taking care of like the person on the inside, that inner child, because like I always think about like how kids are the closest thing to God and the divine, because like you see these kids come out pure, they just want to explore, they just want to go and taste everything, touch everything, and be everything, and it's just like that's the closest thing to divine that I can think of, and it's like tapping into that childlike energy. It just like takes you to the next level, because it's like we big ass kids here.
We're
Like,
big ass
kids. Like, no matter how old we get, like, we are literally kids, even in our 70s, 80s. Like, I look at, like, my parents and grandparents and, like, my aunties and people around me. It's like we're all big-ass kids.
So fucking true.
And it's like, you got to get in tune with your inner kid. Let your inner kid free. Let your inner kid create. You know, let your inner kid be free.
Yes. Fuck. Love it. Can we curse on here? After I already cursed, like
I want you to be you. Be you.
That's so crazy. I saw a tweet the other day from what's his name, Mind Tendencies.
Oh yeah, the GOAT.
He was the GOAT. He was like,
Mind is the GOAT.
he was like, the more spiritually mature you are, like the more you embody your inner child or something like that. And I was like, dude, that makes so much sense. Yeah. I've been getting more childish by the freaking day.
It's real. It's real. You can tell the people like that are so serious about life, that like take everything to the T. It's like everything has, you become robotic, and it's like, yeah, and it's like you become robotic, and it's like the closer, like it's like Mind is the GOAT. I love Mind. Like I've been following his tweets for a long time too, and it's like he helped me so much on my journey as well. And it's like, it's so real. It's like the more spiritual mature, it's like the more like childlike you act, it's like you just free. Like you don't follow like society's norms. Like you don't give a damn about what nobody think about you. It's like you give a damn what you think about you, and like being the best you can be. And it's just like, it's just dope to like see that.
Yes, and that inner joy, just that fun.
Yeah,
just that fun.
Have fun with life. Fun.
The fun that comes from your freaking heart when you do the healing and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you let that inner child radiate the joy, the fun times, the jokes.
I love it here. I love it here.
I freaking love it here.
That's funny as hell. That's funny as hell, for real. Man, for real. And so like I hear you talk, I heard you talk about like you know, like one of the blessings that your path has allotted you was like traveling and like getting to see different worlds and being able to do that. Like what are like 2 or 3 of the best places that you didn't ever travel to, or like like the places that stick out most in your mind? Like what have you enjoyed the most about this planet?
Ooh, a trip that really affected me was just going to Ibiza, Spain.
Ooh.
And I went like by myself with a friend. We like linked up, and I remember going like not scuba diving, like snorkeling
Snorkeling.
in the clear ass Ibiza sea.
That's so dope.
And I like touched fish, like I pet them,
Yeah.
and it changed my life. It
Interesting.
changed
How so?
my whole life, because I was like, you little fish, you're not even scared. You don't even care of what we've done to fish historically. You're just here coexisting with me peacefully in this beautiful ass moment. Like I really like was finna cry like underwater.
That's such a dope ass perspective. Because like, you know, like, damn, that's really a dope ass perspective. It's like nature just coexists with us no matter how we treat it, no matter how fucked up we've been to it.
Yes.
They
Yes.
be really be coexisting, and nature be looking out. And it's crazy, like you say that, because like that is life changing. Because it's like they don't hold grudges like we do. They don't like look at the past and like try to punish. First off, we punish ourselves for the past, and then we start to punish other people for the past. And it's like nature don't do that. And it's like, thank you for saying that. Like that's really profound and dope as hell.
That was profound.
I just want to let that sit real quick. Like that was some heat. Nature don't hold grudges.
Wow, that's deep as freak.
Even with all the hurricanes, all the tornadoes, all the earthquakes, that's not grudges. It's like the earth got to take care of itself. It's like when we get sick, we get runny noses, like we get the cough, we get like little bumps and stuff to purify our bodies.
You're like spewing gems left and freaking right.
We
Left and
both
freaking
are.
right.
It's like the building. This is God talking. This is conversations with God, and the God is. Like that's how, like, for real, like that's like I'm able to build on with my mind from the energy. You know, it's like I'm able to see things differently and see things more clearly. Like I learn from these interviews. Like I'm here to learn. I'm here to grow. I'm here to let my inner child shine.
Yes,
And it's
yes.
like I can only do that by shining my light with God's, and God's just like, for real. Like that's like for real, for real.
Thank you. Thank you for creating spaces to exercise and express your divinity. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we're cultivating more of this energy, we're embracing it, is just beautiful. It's so
Yeah,
expansive.
yeah, yeah. Golly. Oh, sorry about that. Damn it. God dang it. My bad. I had got a FaceTime on my laptop. Did it like ring and stuff on there?
um, I heard it.
Oh, okay. Well, stuff happens, man.
All good.
Yeah, but like,
Let me
man,
get some water. That was probably my divine sign to like, you
get
know
a
what
sip.
I'm saying?
Let me give me a sip too. Like you gotta have your hydration. We water beings. We water. We 70% water.
Yes. You already know the freaking vibes. I know the vibes. Got my
For
big
sure.
gallon.
Oh yeah, got the spring water. Spring water. I don't even drink nothing else other than spring water, like purified water. I don't mess with no Dasani, no Nestle, no none of that. Like no, who else got purified water? Give me some Arzaka. Give me some Crystal Geyser. Give me some Fiji. Give me some spring water
Yes.
straight from the earth.
Yes. Poland Spring is like a New York classic. It's an East Coast classic.
Yeah.
Poland Spring just brings me back. You know what I'm saying?
I had never heard of it. I see it's old as hell. It's like 1845.
You're like, it's old as hell. How did you catch that so fast? 18. Shorty read the fine print in like 2 seconds. You're like,
look at everything. I look at it.
100 fluid ounces. How much did you drink of that? Yeah, 1845. Wow, they've really been around for a freaking hot second. Like,
man, that's some powerful water right there.
I love it. Shout out Poland Spring.
Shout out Poland Spring.
You really held me down for that long.
Yeah. So, okay, let's transition into a little something else. I guess, like, let's see. What is something that you are most curious about in this world now and how it operates? Like, what's something that kind of like gets your juices going, like out of curiosity? What are you curious about right now?
You know what's so freaking crazy? So I did this this workshop the other day, and it was like about inner healing and creative abundance and stuff like that. And recently I've just been noticing that I want to pivot more into that kind of content, that more like intellectual content, that more inner world type content, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And then I naturally started recognizing that I took a organic interest to it in these past 2 years, just out of my soul type shit, just my soul seeking the knowledge to heal and expand. And it was just so wild for me to really even view that, because it was just organic, you feel me? It's like, yeah, you could look at the music and be like, yeah, I released these songs and I did this in my music career. But then I'm like, oh, wait, I also had this very natural and passionate interest in seeking knowledge and deeper insight just into myself. So yeah, I would say what I'm most interested about right now is my inner healing. It's like I keep unlocking new levels and it feels so invigorating and so empowering. I think the deeper insight you gain and the more knowledge too that you gain, you know, the more you can validate and empower your insides. So that's definitely something I would say I'm curious, passionate about, all the different levels and layers that you unlock.
It's a whole bunch of them. It's many different
levels. A bunch of them.
So many. And it's like that inner world is so deep. It's so deep. Like the inner world is like, it's really like a crazy place. Like, it's like we look at outer space and how massive it is and look at the universe and the galaxies and like in multiple universes, like universes in other dimensions and all of these different things. And it's like, that inner world and that inner healing goes just as deep. It's just as enormous and it's just as like powerful. And it's like, that's all I can think about. It's like the inner world is just as massive as the outer world. And it's like, it's dope as hell. And it's funny. I was watching, I don't know if you watch Dragon Ball Z, but I was watching Dragon Ball Super and they talk about it. It's like they talk about like the 12 universes, like God of destruction and God of creation in each. You have these supreme Kais and everybody works together to keep things in balance with the humans and the aliens on other planets. And it's like, it's dope as hell that you like, it's just dope.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, Dragon Ball Super, man, they be on there like they go Super Saiyan. So it's like they're on their journey. They in the gym, they growing, they evolving, and then they go Super Saiyan. And then in like Dragon Ball Super, they go Super Saiyan God. They go and meet the divine. They go and meet the divine.
I had no idea it was that woke.
Dragon Ball Z is woke.
I had no idea.
So like they go and actually meet the divine, and Goku goes and daps up and becomes big homies with the big G. Like, you know, it's all little guys walking around. You got like little guys that got a lot of power, but it's like you can still like, cause they us, but it's like you go to the big G, and it's like you go respect him. You go respect him, her.
Wow, it sounds hella interesting.
It's super interesting. Like I would definitely recommend it.
All
And
right,
it's like,
I'm gonna check it out.
and like Goku is such a pure-hearted being and like just loves people. And it's like he go and be homies with the big G. I'm like, oh snap, this is the path that I'm on. Like I want to be like I'm homies with the big G. The big G let me call myself God. I'm like, bet, let's get it. So like
Wow, I freaking
that's
love.
my favorite. I've been loving that since I was
I
a
love
little
this.
kid.
I love this alignment.
Oh yeah. Like I've been loving that since I was a little kid. I was watching that at like 11, 12, and I'm watching it at 29. I'm about to turn 30 watching these cartoons.
Ooh. And you have like a whole different, perspective.
Super, super.
That's freaking dope. I love that. I love when like things from your childhood or your past come back up, and it always be like so much more symbolic than you realize.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, like for me too, different movies from my past have been popping up and stuff, and I'm just like, holy shit, this makes so much more
Oh, tell
sense
me, what's
now.
your favorite movie? Like, what's 2 movies? Give me 2 movies that done that to you. Like, I love movies, so that's why.
Freaking too. My absolute, I think, favorite movie of all time is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I haven't seen that one.
Ooh, if you haven't seen it, you're about to be blessed. Your
Okay,
movie list is about to be blessed.
okay.
It's starring Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet.
I love Jim Carrey.
Yes. And he's like a very mellow, interesting character. And Kate Winslet is this very eccentric, like creative, like quirky girl. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's extremely artistic, great plot, beautifully shot. Just everything about it is just a masterpiece. It's like
yeah.
on every mood board of mine. It's just like definitely my favorite movie. Highly recommend.
And what
So
was the name of it again? Say it again.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
Hmm.
Mind.
Oh
Okay.
wait, so do you want to know the plot of it? The plot basically, I mean, I won't give anything away,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the plot is basically has to do with this service that deletes somebody from your memories.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be interesting as hell. I know it from that. Like, that's some Inception, like Matrix, like type shit. Yeah.
I love that. I love that energy. But yeah, so that's just already super interesting and already can spark so many, different thoughts about that. Just being like, wow, I feel why it came back up was because it randomly came back up, but what it triggered was being like, wow, I remember being in a place where I had less inner insight, and so I did relate to wanting to delete people out of my goddamn memory.
Yeah. That's
You
real
know what
though. That's
I'm
real.
saying? It's real, yeah. And
Yeah.
whereas now, and the movie pops back into my life, I'm like, now I'm so aware that everything is divine and everybody's added on to me perfectly. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I wouldn't take any of it back for anything. And and yeah, it's just a whole different perspective. Like just seeing the positives of pain, seeing the
Yeah.
positives of heartbreak, the positives of hurt, knowing that you wouldn't be who you are if you didn't transmute that, if you didn't heal that, if you didn't let it add on to you. So yeah, that's just like, a
Nah,
little,
for
a
sure. That's
little.
so real. It's like everybody wants to like brush it under the rug, brush pain under the rug. Like you just want pain to just go away. It's like pain is your teachers, it's your lessons, it helps you to remember who you are on a deep level. Cause it's like the happiness, it's like it shows you what to keep doing. It shows you like how to keep going in alignment with your, in alignment with your peace and your freedom and your abundance. But it's like that pain, it helps you know like things to avoid, like people to avoid, things to avoid, like places to avoid and what not to go, and like where to not to share your energy. And so like it's like you said, with the what comes up in childhood, like things that came up then, those are the most powerful teachers. Like I think like just with your passions, like you were saying, like you were watching Hannah
Yeah.
Montana and just like, saying like, oh, people are like, she's already done that. But it's like, that's like, it had an impact on like, why you do what you do. And it's like, and I'll say for me, like I love basketball. So it's like one of my things is like I referee basketball because it's like, it's something that always sits in my soul and my heart. And it's like, remember those things that you loved whenever you were a kid. If you love drawing, if you love painting, if you love singing, if you love acting, if you love writing, like whatever the case may be, we all have like many different passions and things like that. And then life, we just forget them whenever we start believing everybody else's path. And it's like we forget all the stuff that we truly loved. And it's like we got to get back to that. And it's like,
Get back
especially
to it.
get back to it.
Yes, get back to it. Yes. So many gems there. You're right. Like pain is really nothing but an asset. It's really nothing but it's divine too. Just like my friend Andy was talking and I were talking about the other day about
I
how
love
like
Andy.
not being it so iconic. I love him.
Yeah.
But just talking about how like not being in alignment is also in alignment.
Hey, Andy be dropping some gems.
Like
Because
I'm
not
like
being in alignment helps you to get back in alignment.
exactly.
When you have that awareness and like when you looking within, you can't look for alignment outside of you. Like if you're looking for it in your partner, in your job, in your passion,
Never.
you got to look for it within you, and then you align everything else from there. Oh yeah, Andy be dropping the gems. I had just had a conversation with him like on Friday.
He's so iconic. He really inspired me on my journey. I remember finding him when I feel like his philosophy is so expansive and it's so, you know what I'm saying? It was just bold for me at the time and I just like loved it. But yeah, like I remember finding him when I was more so into like presence and stuff. And then I listened to his podcast and he was like, fuck presence, be a high vibration too. Just kidding, not presence, but you know what I'm saying. He's like, take it to the next level, high vibration, appreciation, gratitude. And he was like, yeah, happiness, joy. And I was like, yo, you're so fucking facts. That's so facts. I should be focused on my joy, you know?
Go vibrate hard. Let me go be a better person. Hell yeah.
I was like, I'm too neutral. I'm like, you're right. We do deserve to, to add appreciation onto our day, to add gratitude into our spiritual journey, to add the high vibrations, the joy, the fun. So yeah, he was an iconic turning point for me, discovering him and, even becoming his friend. I was such a fan that I was like, what? We're friends?
Yeah, I definitely understand. I hear you. So as we wrap up, I have a couple more questions. Like, so I'll ask as we head out, what is one piece of soul advice that you would give to people on their journey? And like, what resources do you use to help, what resources do you use to help you to get there?
What soul advice would I give? I'm going to give the most relevant soul advice that's been just resonating with me. I would say it's really important to validate your own feelings. It's really important to validate your own perspective. It's really important to validate your own truth, to validate your own experience. Just because somebody else invalidated your feelings doesn't mean that you have to ride that train and do that shit to yourself, do that destructive shit to yourself. I think especially a lot of empathic people will tend, out of compassion for others and understanding for others and forgiveness for others, will start trying to invalidate their own goddamn selves. And I feel like that's not productive to our healing. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's definitely something I would share. And what's helped me a lot with that is simply knowledge. Whatever you went through, if it was an unhealthy dynamic, seek out real knowledge. There's real knowledge out there that can help validate your experiences, help validate your hurt, help validate what you went through, and empower you.
You better say that. I felt that in my soul. Appreciate that. Thank you.
God bless. God bless
For
you.
sure, for sure. So let everybody know where they can find you at. Let everybody know where they can find you at.
You can find me on Spotify. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Just look up my first name, Dounia. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Man,
Find me
appreciate you.
wherever.
Man, thank you for coming on, man. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. I hope that y'all got something out of it. And I thank y'all for listening and sharing y'all precious energy with us. It's like really like appreciate y'all, appreciate you for
So
sure.
much divinity. Thank you so much, Jay. You're literally an iconic being. I've been
Thank you.
blessed to be here.
From one to another, from one to another. That means so much. Appreciate it. See y'all next time.
Peace.